turned in the UK. My name's Sophie Hollywood. I'm one of the key partnership managers here at Lime, and I'm also going to be joined today by Keith Laban, who is our UK leisure sales manager over at British Airways. So thank you all for joining us. I'm sure there'll be more people popping in as we move forward, but we've got quite a good turnout already. So I think it's good that we just get going. So I'm going to hand you over to Keith.
Super, thank you. So thanks everyone and welcome this morning. Just to give you an overview from a British Airways perspective to our amazing network to the Caribbean. And as you can see there, all the destinations that one would expect. I think it's fair to say that we've probably got the deepest network into the Caribbean out in the UK from a point perspective at Heathrow and Gatwick. Hopefully you've been to some of these destinations. I've been lucky enough to maybe get to a few, and I've even been married in one. So I got married in Barbados. So I'm a firm.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love the Caribbean. Cool. So if we move on to the next slide, just going to give you a taster of our cabin. So we've got 4 cabins. One of the cabins is on the Barbados route only, and I'll cover that in a second. But out of our Gatwick operation and Heathrow, we've got World Traveller. Basically, that's our economy product. However, it's full frill, so all your food, drink is all complimentary. Redesigned seats, all your seatback TV, a really vast array of entertainment to keep you amused on that maybe 8 to 9 hour flight on average, I think, to the Caribbean. From a World Traveller perspective, you also get a one check bag, 1 times 23 kilos. And then everything else that one would expect from your economy cabin. Then moving on to a World Traveller Plus. So this is our premium economy cabin, a really lovely smaller cabin, much more, a bit more private cabin, and everything you'd expect really. So again, you get a really nice amenity kit once you're on board, in-seat power, more free baggage. You actually get 2 times 23 kilos. A nice touch is priority boarding, so you're board ahead of the larger economy cabin. And then also I need to remind everyone we've got Wi-Fi on board, so regardless of what cabin you're traveling on, it's available for you to pay for whatever package you want to keep you going through the flight. Just a little highlight: if you're a member of our exec club and you're even from a blue, your entry level, you can actually get free WhatsApp coverage, which you don't need to pay for. So that's a little tip just for joining the exec club. And then moving on to the next slide, thank you. And then we'll get into our premium proposition, which is a bit more of a heightened proposition, Club World, which is our business class cabin. This is everything you'd expect from a business class cabin. You've got access to our lounges if you're traveling in club, dedicated check-in, a fully flat 6-foot bed, as I said, access to our lounges, and then a real heightened experience, one from complimentary meal and drink service, like champagne, and pretty much every drink you could possibly want to drink on board. And then from a restaurant and quality cuisine, that's crafted by some of our top chefs. And even our wine is pretty much handpicked to give you that real experience. And then from a priority check-in and boarding, as I covered earlier, you get fast track through the airport. The baggage also slightly increases. So that becomes, I believe it is, just trying to remind myself, so it's two times 32 kilo bags for checked bags. However, if you're a gold card holder, that actually moves to 3 bags. So also a generous baggage offering. And then moving on to our first class, much smaller cabin. You only get this on Barbados. Barbados is served out of Heathrow, so none of the other aircraft will have first. And this really is just your private suite. It's literally an 8-seat config, personal 15-inch screen, free Wi-Fi if you're traveling in first, and then kind of relaxing all of the departure lounges. If you're traveling in first, you get access to our exclusive Concord room, which is so exclusive. I haven't been in it yet. And then everything from a priority boarding. And also just to highlight that given Barbados is at Heathrow, you can also access our first wing, which I think I'm coming on to in a second. So everything you'd expect from a first class cabin, and also in terms of meals, that's a la carte. So you dine really when you want to throughout the flight. Really exclusive cabin. Then moving on, part you might have seen, or hopefully you would have seen, we're midway through a £7 billion transformation program, and this is really investing back into every point of touch of the customer. And Gatwick's no different. So Gatwick has got an amazing club lounge. So if you're a gold card holder, silver card holder, or you're traveling in business or first, you get access to this lounge, and it really is a lovely lounge in Gatwick. Got very different areas, so like a kind of like business working area, then a really nice leisure area, then they've got a little platform upstairs, a mezzanine floor upstairs, which again you can take yourself off, and it's a really nice quiet spot. It's a really huge investment into that lounge, and the feedback's amazing. Then moving on. And then just touching on our first class lounge, again, just want to highlight this will be for Barbados only because it's served out of Heathrow, and it is literally our most luxurious first class lounge. So that's the Concord room. However, if you'd like a bit more of a busy lounge, you'll find to use all the other lounges in Heathrow. So all our galleries lounge in A and B terminals. So you can use all our lounges, but obviously I would think you'll probably want to go to the Concorde, because I certainly would. And then just touching back to what was we were talking about earlier, the first class lounge. The first wing is there, so if you're traveling in first, this is a really dedicated area for you to check in. You bypass the hustle and bustle of the airport. You've got your own security screening area. And as you go through that, you go straight into our lounges. You miss all the hustle and bustle of the airport. However, of course, if you want to go and do some of that shopping before you've taken off, take some of that duty free and other bits of shops that are there, you could come out of the lounge, experience the hustle and bustle, and go back into a nice quiet lounge again.
Thank you so much, Keith. I almost feel like I'm on a first class flight to Barbados, or I wish I was.
I know, and me. Thank you.
Okay, so why the Caribbean? I, like Keith, really love the Caribbean anyway. I honeymooned in Antigua, and I've been lucky enough to go to another couple of the islands as well. So it's it's a very special place for us. Why the Caribbean? So it's got year-round travel appeal, and it's ideal for last minute and winter sun. In fact, the perfect time to go to the Caribbean is over the winter time. It's got, each island is really unique. So there's a real diversity in experiences, and depending on what kind of holiday you're looking for, there's always an island that's going to suit you. It's safe, it's welcoming. Many of the islands have got a really strong tourism infrastructure, and they're really super welcoming. Okay, so here's a lovely little map of the Caribbean. The Caribbean, for those of you that perhaps don't know, is a region in the middle of the Americas, centered around the Caribbean Sea in the North Atlantic Ocean, mostly overlapping with the West Indies, bordered by North America to the north, and also to the west through Central America and South America to the south. It comprises numerous islands, keys, islets, reefs, and banks. It's known for its tropical climate, diverse cultures, and the languages spoken vary by island to island, and include Spanish, English, French, Dutch, along with various Creoles. Okay, so I think we're doing this alphabetically. So we'll start with beautiful Antigua, home to 365 all public beaches. There are no private beaches in Antigua. Timeless charm, and Antigua invites travellers to unwind amid turquoise waters and laid-back luxury. You've got the Bahamas, and of course the quintessential Bohemian Pig. It's a sun-drenched playground of island hopping adventures, crystal clear waters, and world-class resorts. The Bahamas inspire pure escape. Beautiful Barbados. Disappeared into Jade Mountain, then into my background. Beautiful Barbados, a harmonious blend of sugar white sands, flavorful cuisine, and lively festivals. Barbados is truly the beating heart of the Caribbean. And for those of you that do not know, we actually have an office in Barbados, so some of the staff that you will speak to are based there. Moving on, we have Bermuda. With its pink sand beaches, mysterious underwater grottos, Bermuda is where elegance meets natural wonder. Dominican Republic. Lush mountains to lively cityscapes, the Dominican Republic is bound to impress with its rich history and vivacity. It's a good word, isn't it? Vivacity. Moving on to Grenada, also known as the Spice Isle. Grenada enchants with fragrant markets, emerald rainforests, and tranquil beaches. Jamaica. A vibrant fusion of reggae rhythms, lush mountains, and golden beaches, Jamaica captures the spirit and the soul of the Caribbean. St. Kitts, where rich history meets natural beauty, St. Kitts offers an authentic Caribbean escape framed by volcanoes and tranquil shores. And I'm going to touch a little bit more on St. Kitts in a few slides' time. And we've got Trinidad and Tobago. Alive with colour, culture and carnival, Trinidad and Tobago blend lively energy with serene beauty and biodiversity. So that's it for all of the Caribbean islands that British Airways fly to. So we've got a few Caribbean highlights for you as well. You can see the humpback whales of Samana Bay in the Dominican Republic. You can travel aboard St. Kitts Historic Railway, explore the Mesoamerican Reef, which is the second largest barrier reef in the world. Swim with horses in Montego Bay in Jamaica. That sounds absolutely incredible, doesn't it? Galloping along the beach in Jamaica. Now you can hike. I should put my teeth back in. Hike up Mount Liam. I cannot pronounce this. I am so sorry. I should be able to pronounce this. You can read it on your screen. I should have practiced that, shouldn't I? I'm getting some feedback that my slide hasn't moved, even though it should have. Are we back? Are we on Caribbean highlights? They're moving. Oh, they were moving for Alison. Okay, they were moving. Okay, so they're moving for some and not for others. I think I'm just going to carry on how I was doing, and then we can send the recording afterwards. You can yacht around the various islands and you can enjoy world-class diving and snorkeling experiences as well. So as far as Caribbean cuisine is concerned, you've got signature dishes. Each island has got its own kind of signature dish. So you've got jerk chicken, which is famous for Jamaica, smoky, spicy, perfectly grilled. I love some jerk chicken. Flying fish and cuckoo from Barbados, the island's national dish. It's bursting with flavour. Got roti from Trinidad and Tobago, which is a soft flatbread wrapped around curried meats or vegetables, and then conch fritters from the Bahamas, which are crisp, tender bites of island comfort food. So festivals and events. You've got the St. Kitts Carnival. So Carnival is a Caribbean thing generally. They all tend to have their own take on it, and luckily it still sort of spans throughout the year. So whatever time of that you're looking to travel to the Caribbean, there is always something lively going on. So you've got St. Kitts Carnival at the end of December to the start of January. So that's a really good one to take in the new year. You've got Cayman Cookout in January as well. Moving into February, we've got the Trinidad Carnival. May, we've got the Cayman Batabano. And then around April, we've got Jamaica's Sands Festival. And then moving into August, we've got Barbados's Crop Over, which is probably one of the most famous, and the St. Kitts Music Festival as well in June. So if you fancy a trip to St. Kitts, I said I was going to touch on St. Kitts a little bit more. We've got a great incentive running at the moment. So you can simply book British Airways flights to any Caribbean destination via Lime. So it doesn't have to be St. Kitts. but it would be great if it was, between the 15th of October. So it's an active incentive now until the 26th of November. It's quite a nice long runner. You could be enjoying a pair of British Airways World Traveller flights to St. Kitts, plus a 4-night stay at St. Kitts Marriott Beach Resort and a 3-night stay at Royal St. Kitts. So a really, really incredible prize. I absolutely love it when we give away land as well. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about St. Kitts in the theme of our incentive. So a little overview of St. Kitts. It blends lush mountains, sun-kissed beaches and vibrant culture where lively music and colourful festivals and local cuisine bring the island's spirit to life. So it's only small, it's only 168 square kilometres. 40,000 people population. The capital is Basseterre, which has the nickname of the Sugar City, as it was a major producer and exporter of sugar. Language is English, and the currency is the EC dollar. Few little extra bits and pieces about St. Kitts, the history. You can explore the Wingfield Estate ruins and the UNESCO-listed Brimstone Hill Fortress, dive into rich heritage and stunning architecture. And of course, it wouldn't be the Caribbean if it wasn't famous for its beaches. So from the tranquil sands of Major's Bay to the lively Frigate Bay and the Cockleshell Beach, there's a perfect shore for every mood. You can paddle under the stars in a night kayaking tour on Cockleshell Beach or hike the island's lush trails. So there is a fab website for the St. Kitts Tourist Board. The QR code is on here, so I'm going to leave this on here for a little minute. If you give that a scan, they have training on the island, they have opportunities to be part of the 2 fam trips that they run a year, and there's also booking rewards and things that you can book. You can load your bookings onto, things like that, but it's a really, really good website for learning more about the destination as well. So I'll let you stick with that for just a little second longer for those of you that are getting your phones out. We do always record the webinars as well. So if you're not watching this live, you can obviously hold on this screen a little bit longer. And in true Lime webinar style, we have our own quiz and a chance to win. So we're going to pop the link, or Georgina is going to pop the link into the chat. There we go. It's in there. That will be live until 5 p.m. today. So for those of you that are not watching live, that is 5 p.m. on Tuesday, the 28th of October, for a chance to win one of 2 £100 Amazon vouchers, which I'm sure you'll agree in the countdown to Christmas is incredibly handy. So thank you everybody so much for joining. Thank you to Keith, of course, for his contributions and education on British Airways. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.